Hey, welcome back to the Crash Space. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're back with some more gameplay. It's our second attempt at trying to play Protection Domino versus Expert Ultron. For those who don't know, we played this on stream and we had to speed run it because we had like half an hour to get through this and we had a DNF. We just had to kind of clean the table up and call the stream. So we're back and with a vengeance to see if this really cool Protection Domino deck can beat Ultron. Now, if you want to know more about the deck, we usually do a deck breakdown. There'll be a link somewhere in the description or above my head where you can watch me talk very thoroughly about the deck on the live stream. Mind you, we stream every Sunday morning. If you want to drop by, we'd love to have you. Now, we made some small changes to this deck. We did make some of these changes when we played against Ultron on that last Sunday, but we're now playing the full playset of energy barriers. It's just like so good against Ultron. It's actually really easy to kind of like cheesily tech your deck into Ultron because Ultron presents these small minions, which are kind of very unique to Ultron. An energy barrier, we're playing now the full playset. I've also added a copy of Change of Fortune for obvious reasons. This card is just so fun to play, and with the energy barriers, it's kind of free. And the last change I made is Professor X, which we were struggling a bit to thwart. And the explosive thwart and the confuse on Professor X gives us a fair bit of breathing room, which is quite nice, as much as, yeah, Professor X ends up in a lot of decks, that's for sure. In case you want to know really quickly what we cut, all the not today is the Heart Ignore and the Atlas Bear. That put us down still. We're at 40 cards. Otherwise, we'll give this a shuffle and we'll dive straight into Ultron. So this is the Crimson Cowl. It's a very small main scheme. It only has 3 threat, it turns out. And we're playing totally stock standard. So while Ultron doesn't present a lot of big minions, just some advanced Ultron drones, it's those small drones that'll be showing up constantly. Under attack has a really scary card there on the front, Concussive Blast. So chump blocking with a 1 health ally is never guaranteed, but largely it's just going to be the drones that are going to be coming off the top of our deck we have to deal with. Now, Crimson Cowl says, put the Ultron Drones environment into play, shuffle the counter deck, advance to stage 1B. So Ultron Drones, you'll see in a second, but we just take a card from the top of our deck, put it in play, engaged with us. And Ultron Drones tells us, the environment says, that these are 1 health, 1 attack, 1 scheme minions. And when they're defeated, they go straight into our discard pile. That's actually really interesting when it comes to Domino, because Domino can interact with their discard pile, either at the top of it or using some recursion loops. So having access to the top of your deck or changing the top of your discard pile is actually like kind of fascinating. Now, otherwise, we'll flip this over. Crimson Cowl, our first main scheme. You're not going to stay here for too long, so don't get comfortable. It only has 3 threat limit, and it says when revealed, sorry, that's what we just did. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down as a drone minion. So it's there for us. Now, Ultron, it's frightening. Has a lot of health, 22 health on this side, 27 on stage 3. But when Ultron attacks, you're forced to put the top card of your deck face down as a drone, and Ultron just gets +1 attack for each drone minion engaged with you. And then, of course, after Ultron attacks, all the drones attack against you, including the drone that Ultron just spawned, which is totally frightening. So if you can stun Ultron, which this deck can't do, that's pretty nice. So we need to make sure we keep the drones in play or in control, off the table, because that makes Ultron not attack for a lot. We're assuming Ultron's gonna be attacking for always 3, sometimes 4, heaven forbid 5. It's really bad when it comes to the counter deck. If you draw something that spawns drones and then Ultron attacks you, like it gets out of hand really quickly. So we'll give the discard, or sorry, the counter deck a shuffle, and we should be good. Again, we are Domino. If you want to know more about the deck, we do have this cool alter ego ability that we can grab the top card of our discard pile. So we have to be careful when we mulligan the order that we discard our mulligan cards, which is a neat little interaction, as much as I love shuffling my discard pile. All right, I was just going to say one of the best cards we can draw is Domino's Pistol, and that's because this shoots drones. They only have 1 health, so this is guaranteed to do 1 damage. We always keep a pistol. The second pistol is just gas, but Domino's Pistol and Energy Barrier are our 2 best setup cards. What doesn't kill me? We can't keep this, or we shouldn't keep this, because the cost of this is to heal 2 damage, and if you're at full health on turn 1, you literally cannot play it. Now, Pip the Pug is probably worth keeping. This card's a lot better when you're able to jump down to alter ego consistently, which Ultron does put a lot of pressure on you. It's sometimes hard to find a window, but Pip is a really good card to grab your best cards and put them on top of your deck. And then if you have Weapon X, which is in the deck, those cards will just be entering your hand very quickly. The Painted Lady, this is the combo with Pip. So discard cards, get cards, just have a lot of control in alter ego. We probably won't keep both of these because we have to hit the ground running pretty fast, but they're pretty nice. Ready for a fight? A big reason we can do all this alter ego stuff. Now, I won't keep one. We have 2 more in the deck, and we don't need one in our opening hand. And we have an Outlaw who she's very good at hitting hard, and she has toughness, which is nice, as much as we do block for 3. So we aren't super scared. Now, I don't think we're going to keep Outlaw because we definitely want to play a pistol, and that's already like half our hand there. Now, the question is, do we keep Painted Lady or Pip the Pug? Now, Painted Lady is nice at getting the key cards, and if you jump down, you can collect those key cards. But it is not going to give us any value this exact turn, besides if we shoot the pistol. Now, Pip the Pug is going to do nothing. We can put Outlaw on top of our deck, which is not super valuable. I think the Painted Lady is a bit more generically valuable because anytime that we discard a good card, we can just grab it and make sure that we are setting up consistently when we jump down to alter ego. So I think we're going to go for those 2. Important thing though is with our alter ego text, we can grab the top card of our discard pile. So I think I'm just going to leave Pip on top in case that matters. But whenever you discard multiple cards at the same time, you choose the order. So Pip's on top. 4 more. Let's look for a double. Okay. We talked about this. We have one more in the deck. Right place, right time. Hate to draw this now because this is our big thwarting card and there's no thwarting to do on this turn. Useless. Luck be a lady. Okay. So we didn't find any of our digging deeps. We didn't find White Fox. Those are explosive setup cards, but hey, maybe we get them luckily off the top of the deck, as sometimes you like to do with Domino. Okay, so again, first, before we flip up, we can always swap a card from our hand with the top card of our discard pile. So we can always grab Pip the Pug, which if we don't set up well, we'll probably consider doing that. Domino's Pistol, worth playing. That'll be 2 cards. So we could do 1, 2. This leaves us with 3 cards, which is awkward. If Domino's Pistol hits a digging deep off the top, it opens up the turn pretty heavily because we get an extra resource, which is sick. The pistol will shoot the drone, that's for sure. Luck be a lady is not incredible on this turn because a lot of the modes we actually can interact with. In fact, there's only 1 mode we care about, so it's not my priority. So we can either play Ready for a Fight or Painted Lady. The problem is we have to decide before we shoot if we want Painted Lady on the table. We only have 1 more Ready for a Fight. It is a really good card though, but Painted Lady is very, very important. So I think we're going to start like this. Pip the Pug doesn't change anything, so we'll just flip up. In hero mode, what are we going to do? We're probably just going to attack for 2, right? Spend 2 on Domino's Pistol, and we'll just go shooting. Again, this is how we clean up the table and make sure no drones survive. So we'll target the drone, give us a digging deep. Defensive conditioning, bummer. That's in the bin. Oh, we got punished here for not playing in the right order, which we should have played Painted Lady first, because catching the defensive conditioning is really important. +3 health and +1 block is like a lot against Ultron's unending assault. So that sucks. But the drone's knocked out. It's Diamondback. She's a really good card in this scenario because she does AoE damage, which of course in the scenario is the best thing you could ask for. We'll pitch Luck Be a Lady for the Painted Lady, but unfortunately we should have played this first. I don't think I'm going to retcon that because that could have worked for us if we hit one of our digging deeps, which there are 3 in the deck. I won't hold on to this because I don't love holding on to cards. We want to be setting up and digging deeper. Our most important card is Probability Field, so we need to find that sooner than later, and we'll just attack for 2 into Ultron, which means the counter card that he draws that just heals him no longer will surge, which is cool. That's it. We'll draw 5. Good workout. This is our big damage card. Burst damage will do probably 6 damage. Don't really need that. Prof X, if we want to jump down, get it confused. Prof X is quite good, as much as there's no threat on the table really to deal with. Second workout. There's the Digging Deep, which we can put on top of our deck. So we go up 1 resource. Again, this card, if it's discarded, you just draw it, which is amazing. And then we have the most important card in our deck, Probability Field. So we technically have a 6 card hand size, so we can play Probability Field and hopefully we get something on the Painted Lady. We can draw the card with the Painted Lady and then play Prof X, and that could be our turn because we're going to need, oh, actually, no, we're short a resource there. No, with Digging Deep, we might just get there. Yeah, that's nice. That's why this card's really good if we're jumping down. All right, the Crimson Cowl doesn't really have text here. It just puts 1 threat and we move on the way. Again, 3 just means if you draw an advance at any point in the time, it's gone. You're cooked. Villain is now going to attack for 2 in a card, but firstly, a drone comes into play, and now it's going to be 3 in a card. We can consider blocking here. We block for 3, not bad. Now, the problem is we want to take some amount of damage because our copies of What Doesn't Kill Me, you need to have damage to play them. Now, we did discard both of them, so that's not a problem we have to deal with right now. So I guess the question is, what are we doing with our basic activation otherwise? We could always recover for 3, which is the same. We could attack for 1 or for 2, which doesn't really matter here unless we get another drone, which we could. So I think we're just going to defend. Ultron attacks for 3. 4, Repair Sequence. This is the card I talked about. As much as the boost won't matter. Deals 1 damage for each drone. Okay, so not the best. So villain recovers 1, whatever. This is for 4 damage. We block for 3, we take 1. And then the drone attacks us for 1, so we take 1. We're down to 7. Counter card, Master Plan. Oh, I hate to see that early because we don't have forwarding in our hand at all. But at least, hey, Professor X will do something here. So we discard cards until we find a side scheme. These cards that we're discarding is important to keep track of them. Specifically, Gang Up is nasty in this scenario because Ultron will attack again to spawn another drone. Then all the drones attack against you. So discarding that's really good. And we get the scariest card. This is a problem. Ultron's Imperative. This is quite a problem. This card is guaranteed to show up in the scenario because when Ultron hits stage 3, this spawns. But when revealed, and we do reveal it, we have to put 2 more drones into play, and this has a crisis. So yeah, we're really going to need some AoE at this point. There's 3 drones on the table. We have a hazard, not a crisis, a hazard. And Ultron's now technically attacking for like 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be for 6. So we need to clear the table. Clear the table we can. Okay. Oh, actually, we can't do the thing that we thought we were going to do. Because what I thought we were going to do is we're going to put Digging Deep on top of our deck. Then we're going to discard Digging Deep. Then when we discard Digging Deep, it goes into our hand, right? So we technically have an extra card in our hand. The issue is we have no other way to discard cards because Painted Lady needs the card to be proper discarded to be tucked here. And if we're only discarding the Digging Deep, we go up one card no matter what. In theory, that means maybe we should just rip the top of the deck. Because if we hit a White Fox or just naturally hit a Digging Deep, we're in a much better spot. And if it's a double, we can put that on Painted Lady and that can open up something. So I don't actually know if we put the Digging Deep on top. It gets us guaranteed +1 hand size, but do we need to shoot the moon? Because here what we do is we pistol one of them. Okay. Then we probably just have to play Prof X, which is most of our hand. Prof X confuses. Prof X clears this. Jumping down still sucks because each drone schemes for ones. So Crimson Cowl's going to get defeated regardless unless we can clear, well, every single drone. I guess that means we don't jump down. And we don't want to jump down with Professor X anyways because he can chump block. So I think we still just swap with the top using our hero tax and we just hope that it's like a playable 2-cost card. And that we can hold on to maybe the probability field. In fact, the best thing it could be is a double. So let's try and make our own luck. We'll swap. Energy barrier. Okay, that's kind of what we wanted here. So we'll use our Domino's pistol. We'll target the middle one. It's all random. And we'll discard the Digging Deep. So it does 2 damage, enters our hand, and we knock out. Hey, we hit a jackpot. That is a nice card to not have on the table, but to have in your deck. So it's a shame we lost that one. That's a really quite a good card. Okay, so our priorities here are to play Prof X, because that's the only way you can clear Ultron's Imperative, and I don't want to draw another encounter card. So we do 1, 2, 3. This is the issue, is we're wasting so many cards. Because we're probably going to keep, not necessarily the Energy Barrier, because we have 2 more, but we definitely have to hold on to this card, because it's so important. So we'll play 3 for Prof X. When Prof X enters play, it'll only be around for 1 turn. We're going to go ahead and confuse the villain. So now Ultron will give us a turn to jump down in the near future. Professor X will just thwart for 3, clearing the Imperative. Okay. So that's dealt with. That means this is going to go up to 2. Ultron's going to attack for a lot. Professor X will dodge that or block it, and then we'll be attacked for 3 small drones. And we're just hoping for not a bad encounter card. As much as it's good we've seen the gang up. I'll throw out the Energy Barrier and we'll pass. We'll draw back up. Second gun would be good, but a double would be just nice with the probability field. There you go. Genius. Lockjaw, big dog. The Posse, which is not super playable. So Lockjaw, if you're not familiar, you can play from your discard pile, which technically makes it a good discard synergy card. The Posse, we need a bunch of Posse allies, which is what this deck is built around. And then we have the last Energy Barrier, or sorry, the second Energy Barrier, the last card in our hand. That's also very good because it just knocks out drones. Crimson Cowl just goes to 2. Ultron's attacking. You know the text. So we get a 3rd drone, and Ultron's attacking for 5 and a card. So we'll block with Professor. 2 damage, or sorry, 2 boosts. So it goes for 7 damage. And each of these drones attack us for 1. We'll just take it. We're down to 4 health. Counter card. Android efficiency. It looks like we're just getting another drone here. So each player puts the top card of their deck as a drone. There's a lot of drones. And we can only knock out, we can knock out a couple of them. Yeah, we can. Okay. This is our hand. What can we do here? Probability field doesn't really matter. We probably are just going to let the main scheme go through and just jump down. I think we're going to knock out as many drones as we can. What's really cool is we jump down to Alter Ego. We can actually grab Professor X. The problem is we have to do that in Alter Ego, which means we can't shoot the pistol, because unless the pistol hits exactly a Digging Deep, Professor X won't be on the top of the discard pile anymore, as much as Professor X is actually not that good here. So that's okay. The best card we could top deck here is probably another Digging Deep. Or no, it's actually probably a White Fox. So I don't think we're going to interact with the top of our deck. I think we're just going to try and get lucky one more time. We can also like probability field Domino and then we'll just play Energy Barrier, and that will do a bit of work. But I do think we have to jump down here. We also could just use Domino to recover, and probability field allows it, you can use it in Alter Ego, and technically recovery is a basic action. So on average, we can recover for like 4 or 5, which is quite nice. We also have access to the Painted Lady. So that's quite nice. Yeah. So the cool thing with the Painted Lady is we can put a card on top of our deck and then we put on the Painted Lady and we have access to it later this turn, guaranteed. So I think we should just discard some cards here. So we'll start with the pistol. We'll just target the new one. So White Fox would be sick. So we're going to do 1 damage. Imagine it was White Fox. That would be kind of what we asked for, huh? We'll spend 2 for probability field. So again, every basic action we can discard, or basic power, to be able to get plus to our stats. Not that we need it, but it's nice. Oh, we had to decide whether we want to put Energy Barrier on the Painted Lady. We might as well. Sorry. I have to remember that we can do this on any card that we discard. So the Painted Lady, you can only grab the card and 1 card per turn because it exhausts an Alter Ego, but you can always tuck cards there. And it's always nice to have an Energy Barrier, let alone it's a card we don't love discarding from the top of the deck because it doesn't have a wild. So you want to kind of keep those in control. Okay, so again, Ultron's attacking for a lot. That's not good. We get thwart for 2, but this goes to 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to clear no matter what because we can't take out another drone. We can also recover. This will go to 3. It'll advance. That puts a drone into play. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 threat put on the main scheme, which that's fine, I guess. That's not the end of the world. I do think the thing that we need is Diamond back, but the only way to get Diamond back is to find Pip and put her on top of our deck. I think we found Pip way too early though, so we're not going to get Diamond back for a bit. So that means the only way we can deal with all these drones efficiently is by playing our energy barriers, which at least we're set up to do that. All right, I guess we'll just deal with the drone. Domino will attack. We're still going to use probability field. We're going to attack this drone. So 1, 2. Nice. I don't think that matters, but it feels good. So we draw this. We're going to knock out. Another digging deep. So this one doesn't add to our hand because if it's discarded from the top of your deck, but now there's only 2 drones. And we'll just jump down. I think we're wasting a resource here. Actually, are we? 1, 2 for energy barrier. Yeah, we can't play this one. Yeah, that's a bit ugly. We can play Lockjaw instead. Yeah, we can play Lockjaw instead. That's actually a more efficient way of using our hand. We're going to use our alter ego ability just to swap the top card of our discard pile with Lockjaw. No, Lockjaw's in the bin. We'll pay 4 for Lockjaw. So we just made Lockjaw technically cost 3, which is nice. Now with Lockjaw, our dumpster dog can attack or thwart for 2. If Lockjaw thwarts for 2, this still barely advances, which is nice. No matter what, this is advancing. So we have to decide whether we want Lockjaw to take out a drone or we want Lockjaw to make sure that we just take 2 threat off the main scheme. I think keeping the drones in check is the most important thing right now. So we're going to just take a drone out. There's a next pistol. Nice. We can grab that next turn because it's on top of our deck. We want to add energy barrier to your hand and we'll pass. That was a nice recovery. And that's like why Domino's so fun. There's so many angles and like weird ways you can interact with things, and we'll pass, draw 6. Med team, our big healing. Nick Fury, nice. We could use that because the upcoming attack's gonna be pretty big. Unflappable if we want to block without taking damage. Hold on, I'll just leave these on the table. Energy is a double. That's good for our barrier. Right place, right time. There's gonna be a bit of threat, not too much threat. And our 6th card, yeah, is Lucky Break, which is a nice insurance policy because there are some pretty mean encounter cards in Ultron, especially ones that snowball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's right. All right, the Crimson Cowl, hit advances. We could have stopped it. We decided not to. So hits 3. Bummer, because the next main scheme is a fair bit worse. Assault on NORAD. All right, it says when revealed, congratulations on your new drone. And then we flip this over and its text will now matter for probably the rest of the game if things go okay. There is technically a 3rd main scheme, but it's a disaster. I've never seen it myself, but I've read the text and it's like pretty bad. So it says after placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, which we technically have skipped that part. We've already done it on the other 1B side. You either have to give a drone or you have to put 2 more threat on here. And that's obviously scary because then Ultron puts another drone and then Ultron at a minimum has 4 attack, which is totally frightening. Now Ultron would scheme here, but is confused, but the 2 drones do scheme. So we just put 2 threat here. We can manage and we draw 1 encounter card. Under attack. Okay. Crisis icon. At least we have some thwarting in our hand. When revealed, either give ourselves 3 damage, which is a lot of damage, or put 5 threat here. Now we have a right place, right time in our hand, which does a fair bit of threat work, can clear 5 in a single shot if we put something on top of our deck. So I'm just going to put a 5 there and say that we can clear that with the right place, right time by just finding a wild on top. Okay. We can't look at these cards. I always look at the cards in our deck to make good decisions. The problem is we don't have full information because there's obviously face down cards here. So I have to like remember all the cards in my deck, which good luck, Andre. What we want to do here, we could probably recover with probability field. I think that's okay. We can right place, right time under attack. We definitely want to bring out this energy barrier. With our alter ego, we can grab Domino's pistol. And the problem is as soon as we do a basic recovery and use probability field, there'll be another card on top of Domino's pistol. So we lose the pistol. Pistols are really nice because you can do shoot, shoot and just take out 2 drones per turn, guaranteed. If we do, so let's just like plan this out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the cool thing we can also do is we can play like 4 for Nick. Nick draws 3. That doesn't deck us out, which is nice because we have 4 cards here. And then energy will be on top of our deck. And then we can use our alter ego to grab the energy back. So we get like a much bigger hand. I think we're probably going to do that and then use the energy for this energy barrier because it's fitting. So I think we start there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll keep the 0 cost cards easier to play and we'll discard them. When you pitch cards or spend resources, you choose the order they hit the discard pile. We'll play Nick Fury. That will be our blocker this turn. And Nick Fury draws 3 cards. We get Change of Fortune, going to be very good. Ready for fight. And White Fox. Okay, so White Fox is our setup card. We've been looking for her. It's good to know she's not pinned down, but she is the card that we definitely want to put on top of our deck with our hero text. Okay, we could deck out here by just recovering and discarding this card. We can't check what it is. I think first we'll use our hero text, or sorry, alter ego text to swap this with the top of our deck. So we'll grab the energy back, trade it for Ready for a Fight. So yeah, the sand plays itself pretty well, actually. Pretty well. We don't want to defeat Lockjaw until we deck out, which is really nice that we can control when we deck out here. I think we're actually in a good spot. So we're going to use our alter ego and we're going to recover for 3. We have to decide actually before we do that whether any of these cards should go back into the deck first. Right place, right time. We want to go back into the deck first, but if we want to recover, we have to do it now. So I think it's going to miss the deck cycle, which sucks because that's our best thwarting card. So we'll recover for 3. But when we do that, we use probability field. So we discard this card, which is a strength, which is a double. Technically, you can't double heal off of wilds because wilds are on your hero text. So we're going to recover here for 5. So that's nice. So we cover perfectly from 4 to full health at 9, which is kind of awesome. Nick Fury misses the deck cycle. That's bad too, but I don't think we had control over that. Now, the ugly thing is White Fox. She doesn't have a wild icon. So we're probably going to get White Fox with Domino's Pistol. We'll just hope the right place, right time hits it's a wild off the top. Okay, we'll just use Energy Barrier. What do we discard? We discarded a double. Oh, we could have put it on Painted Lady. I forgot about that. Yeah, we discovered a strength, I think, right? We could have put it on Painted Lady, which, whatever, we missed it. But we have to remember every time we discard cards, it puts it on here. Obviously, that's what the card does. That's important. We'll grab our Energy Barrier off of it. We'll flip up. Okay. We'll use our hero text to swap White Fox with the top of our deck. It's another Energy Barrier. And then we're just going to use our pistol. So we've contained the drones and we'll shoot this right drone. Discards the White Fox. And when she's discarded, she goes into play, which is fantastic. We reveal a Sharpshooter, which is a nice, I wouldn't say it's a luxury card, but it's functionally like getting a second gun or your third gun once you're fully set up. The cards are really, really dang good. It's also really nice to get the cards out with like single icons out of your deck cycle. So your deck is mostly doubles and wilds for everything that you want to do. Okay, not much we have to do here. We'll use White Fox to attack for 1. So she'll knock out the next drone. It was the Weapon X. That's such a good card that missed our deck cycle. Very, very good if you want to spend any time in Alter Ego. And then we're just going to have to hope to get lucky here. We'll do 1, 2, right place, right time. I mean, we're meant to get lucky. So we're going to do 3 threat and only 4 threat. Bummer. Oh, we could discard. Sorry, oh no, this was not discarded. Sharpshooter was not discarded. The first card that we discarded is ready for a fight. I think we will tuck it on Painted Lady because it is a card that we want to play in Alter Ego so that we can jump down. It's always nice to have one there. So yeah, I have to remember discard cards, tuck cards. Okay. Awkward breakpoints here. Change of Fortune is something we could have kept a drone in play. Actually, that was probably a lot better. We could have used White Fox to thwart this and then set up Energy Barrier, Change of Fortune. Yeah, bummer. So I'm just going to play the Energy Barrier. This is really nice because we can use the damage from an oncoming Ultron attack to defeat the drone that just spawned. And then I'm going to hold on to Change of Fortune because it's that good. We were not able to play both unless we got a Digging Deep off the top, which would have been a dream. And then Nick will just thwart one from this. We can use Lockjaw here. It's nice to use Lockjaw for a panic block if we need it, but technically we have White Fox for a panic block. But there's no reason to tempo thwart too. It just doesn't like do anything. So we'll keep Lockjaw. If he was on 1 health, then we'd maybe use it. So we play around Concussive Blast, but on 2 health, there's nothing that will like blow up Lockjaw. So whether we thwart 2 now or thwart 2 in the future, the only thing that blows us out is if we hit advance, but on 2 threat, we'll be fine. We're going to hold on to Change of Fortune and we'll pass. This should be ready. Unflappable is back. So again, we perfectly block, which is a bit hard. What doesn't kill me is fantastic. So we're going to take the first attack. If Ultron attacks multiple times, we'll take the first attack, the basic attack to our face, just so we can play this. Jackpot, love to see this, not get pinned down. Just a really fun card to play with. And we have a Professor X, so there will be 3 threat to get rid of. And with the Jackpot, you can't ask for better. Oh, actually, no, Nick is blocking. So yeah, whatever. It'll be hard to take 2 damage on this turn. So we probably don't do play what doesn't kill me. All right, so we put 1 threat here, and then we have to decide to put a drone into play or put 2 more threat here. We have Nick in hand and Lockjaw. So I'm going to put this on 5. In theory, the risk is if we draw an advance, it's really bad. It's on 5, and we've seen no advances so far. So we're kind of rolling the dice here without our control over the drawn encounters. But yeah, that's probably fine. Otherwise, we get a drone. No, we should get the drone for sure, because 1 drone will defeat the other drone. Yeah, we'll take a drone here. So we're going to put this down at 3, and we'll just take a drone instead. Because with Nick blocking, we don't care about the extra damage. Villain's going to activate 2nd drone. So technically has 4 attack. We'll put Nick in the way, 4 in a boost. 5 on swarm attack, so Nick is defeated. And then 1 drone attacks. And when that drone attacks, we'll say left drone attacks. We'll use the energy barrier to redirect its damage into new drone, discarding a Digging Deep, which, bummer, we don't have that. 1 counter card, Android efficiency. Looks like we just get a drone from this. It just says get a drone, which that's fine. We can deal with drones. Okay, that's us. So what can we do here? We can't play what doesn't kill me because we're at full health, but that's not a bad problem to have. We can use White Fox for a drone. We can use Pistol for a drone. We can start pushing damage to Ultron, which we want to get through Ultron 2. Once you hit Ultron 3 stops spawning drones, just the drones get more dangerous. So Assault on NORAD is something that you want to just like keep threading down and never spawn drones. It's like a totally different change. There's a chance actually Ultron side 3 is easier, as long as you're good at thwarting at least. Okay, so Professor X into, or Jackpot to Professor X is an easy play. That thwarts this. That leaves us with this hand, and we can grab ready for a fight. So that means we can play Change of Fortune on Unflappable. We also could grab an extra card. Things that we have to do in hero mode is Domino's Pistol and Domino with probability field, so we'll be discarding cards. So I'll just start by pistoling a drone. New drone. Good workout, does 2 damage, knocks out. Man, I want that defensive conditioning. We'll use White Fox to attack for 1, defeating old drone as Pip. Okay. We will just attack for 2 into Ultron. We'll use probability field to get us some more damage. Only 1 more damage, so we do 3 to the villain. Down to 18. No reason to use Lockjaw. We're not going to deck out soon. So we'll do 1, 2, 3 for Prof X. I don't actually think we're going to be jumping down this turn though. Oh yeah, that's a bit ugly. Yeah, we don't want to jump down with Prof X into play, so we'll confuse. That's it. We'll thwart for 3, of course, because we want to use Prof X for the chump block. We technically can jump down and use Prof X in the same turn if, oh, we could have tucked one of these cards. I keep forgetting about that. Yo, no, this was Pip. Defensive conditioning was a drone, I think. Or did we discard it? No, we discarded a good workout and we did. Yeah, that's fine. I have to remember we have to use Luck Be a Lady on everything. So, okay. Jackpot is on the top of our deck because we played it, or top of our discard pile. So we have an incentive to jump down because when we jump down, we can trade a card from our hand for Jackpot. The issue is none of the cards in our hand are expensive that we can play with the Jackpot in a way that makes a lot of sense. So the only thing that we could do is actually use Lockjaw first, get Lockjaw into the discard pile, then play Professor X to put the Jackpot on top of Lockjaw so we can replay Lockjaw. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to retcon this. We technically got no new information, but before we play Professor X, I will attack for 2 with Lockjaw into Ultron, just so that Lockjaw is discarded first before we play the Professor. So Lockjaw goes underneath the Jackpot. That's actually really important because now we're allowed to jump down, and then we can use our alter ego ability to swap a card from our hand with Jackpot. And now we can play Jackpot and we can still play, oh, this ready for a fight. I was like, where is that thing? So that's really good. I think Change of Fortune is probably the one that we want to play because we have the energy barrier. We don't need Unflappable, so that's fine. We're going to miss the chump block on Professor X, which is the problem, but we'll do 1, 2, 3, and now we can go grab Lockjaw from the bin. Nice. And we'll put this on top, so it'll be on the top of the deck. Hold on. He's cooking. Let him cook. So before we do that, hold on. Let him think. This is on top. This is her hand. So before we do that, we'll swap Jackpot for What Doesn't Kill Me. Then we'll grab Ready for Fight off of the Painted Lady. We'll pitch this to play Change of Fortune. So now when we defeat things with Energy Barrier, we'll draw cards. Then we'll play Jackpot and Unflappable, and we'll pitch the Jackpot second to play Lockjaw. This means that the Jackpot will be on top of our deck for next turn. That's really important. You definitely want to play like that. You really have to be caring about your sequencing. So some grace on that, please. But we got there. We got the right order. And now with Lockjaw, we technically can just attack for 2. Yeah, whatever. We'll attack for 2 because we'll have a Jackpot coming up next turn. So we might be able to do double Jackpot or a double Lockjaw in 2 turns. We'll pass. Okay, so we're not using Prof X for the block, which sucks. But I think overall we did a very good turn. Energy Barrier, digging deep. That's nice. There's a ready. There's a med team, strength, and a good workout. So just a very good value hand as much as it's mostly damage. That's fine. 1 threat. Do we want to put a drone in? The drone will scheme for 1, which is less than putting 2 threat on it. And we have the pistol. So I think I'm going to put a drone into play. Now, Ultron only puts drones into play when Ultron attacks. And so otherwise, Ultron is confused regardless. But now the drone scheme is for 1. So there's a thing to deal with. But it means firstly that there's 1 fewer surge or non-surge cards. Because now Ultron will only heal for 2, but that boarded for less. Program Transmitter. Okay, so attach Ultron. After Ultron schemes, place 1 threat on each side scheme. That doesn't do anything now. Does give it +1 scheme, and we have to exhaust our hero and spend 2 mental, which is easier with the wilds, but I don't see us exhausting ourselves anytime soon. Our exhaust is very, very good when we attack for that much. Oh no, Professor X is discarded. Our Jackpot play. I forgot about that. We set that up. At least we can get Professor X back, but it's not actually that good. Bummer. I thought we were so clever. Apparently we're not. Okay, so in theory, there's no way for us to discard cards in Alter Ego, so the only card we'll ever have access to here is Professor X. Bummer. Do we want Professor X? Professor X is a confuse and a chump block and thwarts for 2. That is not the worst considering what our hand looks like here. Cards that we want in our hand. I don't want to play Good Workout. So at a minimum, let's just do that with our alter ego text. Because I don't see a world where we play the Good Workout. I'm not really a rushing damage player, as you might tell. We'll flip over Nina to Domino. Here, I think the pistol or White Fox can both hit this. White Fox, we won't deck out this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We draw 5 plus 1 plus Ultron Drone will be 1. So we're not going to deck out. So we will keep her for a panic block if we need it, which means we're just going to start with our Domino's pistol. But first, we're going to trade Digging Deep at the top of our deck. So right place, right time. Okay, so less thwarting we need. Then we'll use the pistol to shoot the drone. Oh, in theory, we could have like attacked with Lockjaw to the drone to get a different card on the top of our deck. This seems fine. So we'll shoot for 2. It's lucky and good. This is a card that allows you to control boost cards. It doesn't discard itself, which is nice. The boost cards are not that bad. It's just the 3 boost is bad, just because numbers are big. So I think confusing Ultron is totally fine. So we can do 1, 2, 3 for the prof again. Yeah, that's right. He's back. What's up, Chuck? We'll confuse. We'll thwart for 2. We have a panic blocker. Good. Everything else will be damage to face, it seems. And with these cards, we can either play a med team or we can play an energy barrier and nothing else. What did I forget to put on the painted lady? Nothing. It was a Ding Deep. Okay. So we'll attack with Domino into Ultron and we'll discard with probability field. We discarded an outlaw. We'll tuck an outlaw on the painted lady. So we attack for 4 down to 10. We're in spitting distance for sure. So we can either play the med team or the energy barrier here. Med team is more cost efficient with our hand. It's like just more efficient. We have 1 energy barrier. 2 energy barriers is good. Like it's a very, very good card. I think we'll just play the med team in the meantime. It means we actually can heal White Fox and keep her around, but we do actually want her to deck out. So whatever, we'll just get this out of circulation. It's nice on some of our other minions, like specifically, it's really good on Diamondback as much as you do waste some healing. I think that's it. We'll pass. This is going to be a change of fortune turn, so it's going to be nice. Yeah, we can set it up to be a change of fortune turn. So actually, will we deck out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we will deck out. So let's just attack with White Fox and not with Lockjaw. So we will attack with White Fox. So she'll attack for 1. Yeah, with we're guaranteed to deck out with change of fortune, which is guaranteed to fire this turn. Draw Digging Deep, let's top of our deck. Another pistol, nice. Luck be a lady. Diamondback, she's perfect. And a genius. So that's quite good. We're gonna get both of these cards as drones, I think. So Assault on NORAD fires. We're gonna actually go put 1 threat here and we're gonna put 1 drone into play. Why? Because now we can set up a really nice energy barrier. Guaranteed while still using Professor X as the chump block, which is kind of the hard thing. Because otherwise Ultron can attack us and we can use that damage to defeat the 1 drone, but we'll just use 1 drone to defeat the next drone and then the second drone is defeated so it doesn't activate. So that's cool. Villain goes. So of course the villain puts a drone into play. We deck out, so we're going to get 2 encounter cards, but we do shuffle. So White Fox and all the Digging Deeps are back, if I'm not mistaken. And Ultron's going to be attacking for 4 and a card. We'll put Professor X bravely in the way. 4, 5, 6. Chuck is knocked out. And now this drone will attack. We'll use Energy Barrier to take its damage and redirect it into the drone that hasn't attacked, knocking it out. And of course, Change of Fortune now fires. So we're going to owe ourselves 2 more cards in a second, which is really nice. Again, this card is just so free when it comes to Ultron. As much as you do have to make sure you have the energy barriers in play because we don't have any retaliate damage ourselves. All right, 2 cards. We get Good Workout and Ready for a Fight. Okay. So this drone is attacked. The other one's defeated. 2 encounter cards. First card. Under Fire. Okay, we're drawing multiple cards. I say first card all the time, and every time I say it, it's Under Fire. So it says Surge happens first and then when revealed. Okay. Assault. At least we knocked a drone out. So second drone. Ultron's attacking for 4. We defend here? Yeah, sure. Why not? So we're going to defend for 3. We haven't found our defensive conditioning. It's only sooner than later. So we're going to probability field. We'll discard 1 single icon. So we're blocking for 4. We haven't got a boost yet. So 4, 5, 6, Ultron, Rage of Ultron. We can use the energy barrier here. I'm not going to. It's actually nice that we take 2 damage because our what doesn't kill me's are now playable, let alone we want to keep the energy barrier to ping off a drone when it matters, when we can fire Change of Fortune. Okay, that's also totally fine. So this does 1 damage to every character we control. So it's 1 to us and 1 to Lockjaw, which doesn't change the Lockjaw math at all. All right, that's a bigger drone. Nice, Advanced Ultron drone. So this one has 4 health. It's technically a drone, so it gets all other drone buffs that the scenario can provide. And when we defeat it, it gets another drone to play, a small one on the top of our deck. All right, we have a good workout, which does knock it out. So let's give this thought. Man, Domino's just kind of the most fun. Okay, so we can jump down this turn if we want to. It gives us access to Outlaw, which is good and fun, but nothing that much else important. The really cool card we have in our hand is Diamondback. Because if we put her on the table, we can start just knocking out drones left and right. She can even knock out 2 health drones when those show up, which is nice if we knock out the advanced Ultron drone first. So she seems like the priority play in her hand, kind of by a mile, or a pistol should be ready, excuse me, right behind the microphone. So I think we start with her. We can put the Ding Deep on top of the deck, and then we just want to knock out the advanced Ultron drone, which we could do it with 2 pistols. Pistols is really good because it just scales our damage. Now every turn we get 3 to 4 free damage instead of just 1 to 2. But I think Diamondback is just so good in this scenario. So we'll do 1-2 to Diamondback. So again, she can take a damage. It's not an attack, so technically beats guard 2 on the advanced Ultron drone. The most value we can have is to knock out the advanced Ultron drone first so that we knock out the drone. Oh no, it doesn't matter with a pistol. We can just like get the drone down to 2. So I think we will. We'll just use Lockjaw. Yeah. So again, when this dies, it becomes a drone. We can wipe out all the drones, no problem. I think we're going to swap this with the top of our deck to get more information before we commit to anything here. Say AoE, it doesn't really matter if it does 1 or 2, it will wipe the table. And good workout doesn't matter what card's underneath it as well. The other option is we don't do good workout, we put down the second pistol. That's probably even better because it's just that value, but for a longer period of time. So we'll spend 1-2 on the second pistol. I'm just going to stack them. And I think we're just going to do shoot and see what happens. Or we can make it guaranteed by using our hero ability to swap the Ding Deep at the top of our deck. With an energy, nice, as much as this hand doesn't play for itself. But we can play Outlaw when we get down to the bottom. Or Alter Ego, I mean. So we'll do Domino's Pistol on the advanced Ultron drone, discarding a Digging Deep. So this is how we get the physical we need. That's 2 damage. We'll do the second pistol. We're hoping for a wild here. Singleton. Now we will tuck this. We remember that's a good card, but it's only 1 damage. So unfortunately, that does not cut it. Okay, that's awkward. Now, I think Diamondback's AoE happens all at once. I don't think we can do 2 damage to advanced Ultron drone, then defeat it, and then it spawns the next drone that also takes 2 damage. I don't think it works like that. So we're going to waste some value here. Yeah. We could just Lockjaw first. I mean, that's fine. The top of our deck is good workout or a discard pile. That doesn't matter. I want our Weapon X pretty bad. So there's a chance one of these is Weapon X. I don't know when you knock out multiple how you choose the order. Do you have to decide this one's taking damage first? I think they both get defeated at the same time, so we can choose the order they enter the discard pile. That's at least my hope. So I guess we'll just use Lockjaw to attack into advanced Ultron drone, knocking out Lockjaw and the drone. So when this thing is defeated, drone up. Then we'll just use Diamondback here. We'll take a damage. And we don't care what the text is on this card. It's Nick Fury, so that does 1 damage to everything. So Ultron takes 1, and then all these drones get knocked out. So it was Jackpot, Energy Barrier, ready for a fight. We'll put Jackpot on the top of the deck. Hold on, we were meant to decide Nick Fury could have gone on Painted Lady. Honestly, we could have played Nick Fury this turn. Really good. I think all these things happen simultaneously though. No, we do the damage first. So we were meant to decide Nick Fury before we do anything else. Yeah, we always tuck Nick Fury here. So give me that kindly. In theory, that's a bit of a mess up, but yeah. Because now we're going to discard like this with a Jackpot on top, which I think we can do. Hit me up in the comments if that's not the case. But yeah, we should definitely tuck Nick Fury there. Nick Fury is such a great tuck. All right, we've cleared the board. We will flip up or down. Okay, so now we can flip a card with the top of our deck with our Alter Ego. We can use our Painted Lady text to go grab Nicholas Fury. That's nice. We can now play Nick Fury, but I'm going to hold on to ready for a fight so we can actually use Nick Fury. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll overpay for Nick and we'll put Nick into play. This actually might be a bit too greedy. Maybe we should set up for Nick next turn because I think we had playable cards. No, our hand was mostly resources. It actually might have been better just to play the dog, to play Lockjaw here. Because yeah, Nick Fury in here is actually not that good. Yeah, let's rewind that. So this is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like that. Let's just say. Yeah, I don't think we're actually going to grab Nick. I think it's actually much better that we go grab the defensive conditioning. This is just more efficient because drawing cards with Nick is like not super important here. And then we're committing to play the ready for a fight. If we draw anything that's like a hero event, we can't play it. So it's a bit of a mess because I think we have a really good line here where we do 1, 2 into defensive conditioning, which we need to get that down. So we get +3 health and +1 defense. And then we can do this in the right order. Well, now we pay 4 and we just bring back Lockjaw, who like replaying Lockjaw is just so good. Lockjaw, our best boy, which is attack for 2 into the villain. We're getting there. Lockjaw is also really nice because when we defeat Ultron, it spawns a scheme that has 2 threat on it and Lockjaw lines up really well. All right, so we have the Confuse. We don't have a jump up ready for fight. So if there's an advance, I guess an advance is going through. Could be worse, I guess. We'll draw 6. Weapon X, perfect. What doesn't kill me? Nice. Technically we're missing 3 health. Digging Deep, Lucky Break, What Doesn't Kill Me, and a Digging Deep. Okay, so these cards we can put on the top really easily and do something cool with them. And we have a pretty high value Painted Lady here as well. So NORAD goes to 2. We have to decide here. The way that I see it, I want to put a drone into play because the drone schemes for less, and we love defeating drones. So we'll let the drone into play. Ultron is confused. The drone will scheme for 1, puts it to 3. We draw 1 encounter card. Not the advance, it's concussion blasters. So the villain gains retaliate 1. We have to exhaust our hero and spend 2 energy icons to get rid of this. Retaliate, mind you, our pistols have ranged, so that's like a nice thing we got going. But retaliate is annoying. Diamondback functionally has ranged, so it's actually not that bad. Not that bad. We actually can even like use energy barrier to attack to defeat a drone, which is kind of fun because you can block their retaliate damage. Okay, what do we have here? So Weapon X is like such a good card that I'm glad that we found it now, but it gives us so much agency because when we play this, we can rip cards from the top of our deck until we find a Domino card. And the Domino cards are quite good. If we hit a jackpot, which we know that we won't, but just like really super valuable. We are missing 3 health. What doesn't kill me is super playable. We technically can grab jackpot here. Jackpot allows us to replay Lockjaw 1 more time this round, which is quite nice. And we have to decide whether we want to advance Ultron. Because when we advance Ultron, we go to Ultron 3. And Ultron 3 is a turn that we need to prepare for. And I think actually we're pretty prepared for Ultron 3. Because when you defeat Ultron 3, you have to go grab Ultron's Imperative. And when you grab Ultron's Imperative, it spawns a bunch of drones. But notably, Ultron gives all drones +1 health. So now they're 2 health drones. And Ultron's Imperative spawns 2 drones. Luckily, we have Diamondback on the table, and Diamondback is like perfect at knocking out a whole field of drones consistently by just feeding top of our deck to have it digging deep. So I think it's actually a really good turn to knock out Ultron. And I think with our pistols and everything we got going for us, we should be able to do that relatively easily. So I'm going to trade a What Doesn't Kill Me for a jackpot and just have a jackpot, which is a nice thing to have because we're probably going to replay Lockjaw this turn. Okay, we can also go grab Nick and put Nick into play. That will give us a lot of tempo this turn. I think the 1 card we're looking for is a good workout because 1's here. 1 could be in our deck or on the table. That's the big way to knock at Ultron. 2 pistols is not going to do Ultron unless we hit a lot of the same jackpot over and over again, which is not super likely. I think we just do Weapon X and see what happens. What are we likely to get? Yeah, I think we're okay with it. So we're going to play 1 for Weapon X. What do we pay there? We paid a wild. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay, so we're going to exhaust this and take a damage. We're just going to rip until we find a card. Unflappable, it has to be a Domino card, ready for fight. Strength. Right place, right time. Not what we wanted, but not amazing. A White Fox would have been good. Is she spoken for? She's still in her deck, but she also could be on the table, which would be pretty bad. All right, we'll flip. Okay, so we don't care about the drone because once we defeat Ultron, we can defeat all the drones at once. Almost guaranteed. Oh, sorry. Before we flip up, we'll use the Painted Lady. Excuse me. We're gonna grab our friend here, Nick Fury. So Nick Fury's in our hand. We need to do that in Alter Ego. So we want to keep 1 Digging Deep to put on top of our deck. The Retaliate 1 is not incredibly important here. It doesn't matter for Lockjaw. It doesn't matter for anything. I think we just start shooting with the pistols and see how much damage we do. As soon as we get close enough, we'll be in a good spot. So we're going to start with the first pistol. This can only do up to 2 damage, but it's free damage. It has range, so it doesn't deal with Retaliate. We do 1 damage. Okay, we're getting there. Second pistol. Get him. Oh, perfect. That's White Fox. That's what we're looking for. So it's only still 1 damage, which is not amazing, but we have a free White Fox. We have filled up our ally slots. So we're going to have to use Lockjaw here and then play Nick Fury if we want to. We also could just use Nick Fury to do 4 damage, which like probably isn't it because Lockjaw is going to attack for 2. Or actually we could attack for 4 if we get lucky. I think we're just going to try and get lucky here. Yeah, I think we're going to try and get lucky. We're going to attack for 2. So we're going to use our hero text or our hero basic. So we attack for 2 and probability field's going to fire. This will be a wild. That does 4 damage. We defeat Ultron 2 off to Ultron 3. So each drone minion now gets +1 attack and +1 health. So I will be marking the health now. We also have to go search the deck for Ultron's Imperative. Notably too, Ultron cannot take damage while there are drones in play, which means there'll be a bit less damage coming off of Diamondback, but I'm not super concerned. I think we found Ultron's Imperative relatively early. It's always nice to advance Ultron while this is on the table because then you just like skip out revealing this. Oh, we're going to deck out here. I don't think I realized that. I don't know if we can schedule their turn better because no matter what we deck out, but technically this will deck us out, which means these cards will miss the deck cycle, which is not good. Digging Deeps are very good to hit the deck cycle, so that kind of stinks. So 2 threat has a hazard when revealed, put 2 drones into play. Again, these all have 2 health and we did just deck out. So we have full information what these 3 cards are technically, but not which is which. We also have 2 threat to deal on the Ultron's Imperative, which lines up really well with Lockjaw. Okay, we're doing great. We're doing great. This is a really big hump turn because notably now Ultron doesn't spawn drones. The only way that we spawn drones is through the encounter deck or through Assault on NORAD itself. And as long as we're putting 3 threat there a turn, we can hopefully keep afloat. Now our deck, I'm not going to lie, it's not good at thwarting, So here we're really going to have to send the damage relatively quickly. This actually is probably a very good turn to do concussion blasters. If we draw 2 wilds and we ready ourselves, we'll do it. Because yeah, retaliate 1 is not amazing. Yeah, retaliate 1's not going to be great if we were just attacking every turn. Okay, cool. So let's clean this up. Lockjaw will attack for 2. Into Ultron's Imperative, or sorry, thwart for 2, cleaning it. We'll use our hero text to swap from a Digging Deep onto our deck. We drew a Luck Be a Lady. That's a fun card. That can matter. Then we're going to use Med Team so we can keep her around, because our posse is going to fire sooner than later. The posse kind of pseudo team up. So we're going to recover 2. She can't recover up to 3. She can only recover 1 up to 2. We'll then use Diamondback. So we'll discard the Digging Deep from the top of our deck. It's a wild. It counts as 2 icons. So she does 2 damage to the whole board. So drone, drone, drone. Unfortunately, Ultron can't take damage while there's drones in play. That's just Ultron's text. I'm not sure if it fires here. I'm assuming it does. And we discard. Good workout, right place, right time, lucky and good. Okay. So this is our big thwart card. Sucks that it misses the cycle. We're going to put it on top of our deck, or discard pile, excuse me, as much as that probably won't matter. Okay, I guess we'll play Nick now. We'll do Jackpot and a Digging Deep. Yeah, it keeps many wilds in hand. We'll play Nick. Nick Fury draws 3 cards. This is such an enormous turn. Good workout for damage. What doesn't kill me for ready? Unflappable. Okay, nice. If we attack into Nick into Ultron, it's a bit scary because if we draw Concussive Blast as a boost card, Nick Fury will actually be defeated and then the attack goes to our face, which is like maybe worth playing around. We've only seen 1 so far, so maybe Nick will thwart instead. It is worth playing around that. Blocking with a 1 health ally is a bit scary. You learn the more that you play this. Okay, not too bad. So I think we want to ready ourselves. I think that's the most important thing. So we're definitely not going to play right place, right time. So we'll do 1, 2, or What Doesn't Kill Me. Actually, we'll play, I don't think we're going to play 2 What Doesn't Kill Me. So we'll do 1, 2 for What Doesn't Kill Me. Nice to have cards with requirements because wilds, you can make them work. So we'll recover 2 and we'll ready ourselves. So that's quite nice. I think here we're just going to exhaust to get rid of the retaliate. So then we can attack with Nick. That leaves us with 4 cards so we can play Unflappable and Luck Be a Lady and see something nice happens. Seems fine. We like nice things. So we're going to do, or we could just do Good Workout for damage. I think our damage situation is pretty good. We're doing all this like pistol damage turn after turn. And this means if we don't play this, we can't play anything else. So I think we just play the 2/1 costers. So we'll start there. Oh no, we'll clear the Concussive Blasters. Excuse me. That's what we said we would do. So we're going to spend wilds, and I guess we have to spend wild and exhaust ourselves. Get rid of this. So +1 attack is gone, which is nice. Retaliate's gone, which is nice. This one's the same, but for mental, but we're going to hope that it just never schemes. Nick will, I guess we'll thwart. And then I think we will play Luck Be a Lady. If that's the case, let's not thwart with Nick yet. Play Luck Be a Lady and just hope. We hit a wild here. We can choose 2 things. What's 2 things that we would do? Like 4 damage. Is Unflappable better? Yeah, Unflappable is better. We'll play Unflappable. Hey, we have Unflappable now. That's good, right? Because we are blocking for probably 6, which still can take some damage from 4 and a boost, but I mean, we'll hope. Nick will thwart. White Fox will attack. Actually, no, she'll thwart too. If we can just keep this down, we will never spawn a drone unless the counter deck is mean. That seems like a good spot to be in. Because again, the text on Ultron is now very, very different. Draw 5. What a turn. Posse is here. That's amazing because we do have 3 posse characters. This card's just really good. Heals, readies, including ourselves. We also have a sharpshooter, which will just add 2 damage every turn, which is nice. Up to 4 damage a turn. Very, very good. Genius to help play them. Energy Berry is nice. Again, that's our drone tech. And we have a ready for a fight. So we can choose to jump down if we want to. All right, we'll put 3 threat here and just never spawn a drone. The problem now with the Assault on NORAD is the drones come in with 2 health, which means they're not just like the cheesiest energy barrier into Change of Fortune you can imagine, unless we get the second energy barrier down. But we'll worry about that in a second. Villain's going to now attack for 4 on a card. We'll put Nick Fury in the way. 4. Assault, so just 4 damage. Good to see that go. 2 encounter cards this turn, and we are still ready, and we have 1.5 panic blockers, as much as these represent our posse. Caught off guard, easy. Discard and upgrade. I feel like we forgot to use Painted Lady that turn when we discarded cards. Classic Andre. Honestly, think the Unflappables probably not it. It's good. No, it's good. We should believe in ourselves. The energy barrier with 1 token is probably not it. Next card. Memories of Armageddon. Oh, okay. This is our obligation. We have to find some time to jump down to Alter Ego because we no longer have a text box, which means we can't swap cards and our wilds don't count as doubles, which cuts a lot of our damage in half. So that stinks. That's not good. And we have to go down to alter ego proper, which means the only way to get this safely is to play ready for a fight, which, yeah, we should be able to do that this turn, no problem. Okay, so now our pistols just do, technically it could do 2 damage if we hit a double, like a natural double. So that's okay. This hand, not amazing. We want to play the posse. It actually doesn't do that much. We need to exhaust ourselves from Memories of Armageddon, so that's nice. But like White Fox does 1 more damage. Diamondback doesn't have a lot of value, so this is probably not a posse turn. We can't swap anything with the top of our deck, which stinks. We could just start ripping cards to see if we can get something better on the Painted Lady, which would be good. So I think the only thing we consider doing here is like playing Sharpshooter. That will leave us with a physical for Ready for Fight. If we find a double, we can play Energy Barrier. That seems fine. So we'll spend 2 for Energy Barrier. Sorry, for Sharpshooter. This card's good. It's an interrupt. So technically you pay the cost first of the pistol, then you fire this. It doesn't exhaust. So we're always going to be ripping 2 cards. Now it's really fun when you rip a jackpot off of the pistol because you can shuffle it back in and rip it with the Sharpshooter, but it basically just has the same text on Domino's pistol. So it just doubles the value. So we'll fire Domino's pistol at Ultron. So we're doing 1 damage. We'll Sharpshooter. So that's 2 damage. Unfortunately, these don't count double. We can tuck any of these cards. I guess we should have decided 1 at a time. We have to. Yeah, we'll put an Energy Barrier under there. So the villain takes 2. Same thing, 1 at a time. Domino's pistol. We will tuck Professor X. And then we'll discard Strength, which we won't tuck because we can't. This card can only hold 3, but that does do actually 3 damage, which is nice. Cool. It's 4 damage every turn. It's nice. I think that's it. If we jump down, we can just like play Prof X, which is the same as playing Ready for a Fight, let alone it thwarts. Oh, are we going to deck out this turn? We are. That stinks because White Fox will miss the deck out. Bummer. We could, in theory, Weapon X here and get more cards. What is it? We can look at this because we know what these are. The cards that we can get here are Pip the Pug and a Digging Deep. So there's a chance that we draw 1 card. There's a chance we draw 2 cards. There's a chance we deck out. It's pretty small though. But yeah, White Fox will miss the deck out. It's nice to look at your discard pile. Or sorry, it's nice to be able to look at your deck every once in a while. Yeah, I think we'll just jump down and play Prof. So we'll jump down. And Alter Ego, we'll exhaust ourselves. Discard this. The discard pile is not very big, so it could come back. We'll go grab with the Painted Lady. We'll just grab Professor off of it. And then I think we're just going to play 3 for the Professor. I don't think we have to do any Weapon X stuff this turn. The bottom of our deck, is it good actually? Is this a hand we're happy with? No, we should do Weapon X. So hold on. So before we play 1, 2, 3 for the Professor, and we'll just fire Weapon X here. So I just want to get through our deck because the bottom of our deck is not very good. So we'll take a damage. We'll just start ripping cards. Digging Deep enters our hand. Ready for Fight. Ready for Fight. So 50-50. Oh, we do actually immediately deck out. So we draw Pip the Pug. In theory, we could put the energy here for next turn. Yeah, that seems acceptable. Do we want that? No, I don't think we want that because we're going to probably grab the Energy Barrier from here. But we deck out. Get an encounter card. Shuffle. Now we drew Pip. Pip is not super useful here because, well, there's no cards in our discard pile. But now our deck has every Digging Deep besides 1 in it, and it has Jackpot in it, as much as like there will be less drones spawning, which is good. So I think we can just play Professor X here and Pip, which is a fine turn. Okay, so we'll do, and the discard order here matters. We'll do Pip. Pip is just a real nice access to setting up things guaranteed with Weapon X, let alone playing our team up over and over again, or our soft team up. That's nice. We won't use that text. Then we'll pitch 3 with Energy Barrier on top for Professor X. Chuck here will thwart for 3 and confuse the villain. Super clean and complicated turns. At this point, we don't have to do anything with White Fox. We're in no rush to get her knocked out. In fact, we want to keep her around for our team up. All right. Good thing with this deck is there's so many upgrades. Your deck gets really thin for your Digging Deeps and your Jackpots, which is good fun. Draw 6. Right place, right time for some threat. Digging Deep. Good to put that back. Lockjaw. Strength. Nick is back. And a Digging Deep. So just a good value hand. This is nice to have resources with Lockjaw. It's a really nice combination. 1 threat here on Assault on NORAD. You know the drill. When we're in Alter Ego, we almost always will get the drone just because we like drones. 2 health. Do we still like drones? Yeah, we like drones because our guns like drones. That means this drone will scheme for 1 and Ultron will scheme for 0. 2 encounter cards. So an advance could be a bit scary. Like this one. Ultron schemes, 2 in a card. Not that bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big boost goes to 7. Next card. This card is really strong. So we're going to have to deal with this because it's really, really good into our playstyle of chip damage. It's Vibranium Armor. It says, after the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 physicals, which we have in our hand to get rid of this. That's a really good texting to us because we keep shooting with the pistol. Like every other shot puts a toughness on, which like obviously that's super unsustainable. Ideally, we do 1 damage to this drone. We can knock it out, but I think we're going to be spawning a drone a turn. So we need the energy barrier is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Okay, so do we want to get the energy barrier from our discard pile? Do we want to get the energy barrier from our deck? Or sorry, from our painted lady? I don't think it really matters. We could weapon X here to dig deep. If the pug could get the posse back on top of her deck, which has a bit of value here. We just want to be sending a lot of damage. And now with our 2 Domino's pistols, a lot of damage is what we have. Oh, Professor X is knocked out. So sorry, we have to grab Professor X if anybody. Who, yeah, we probably will actually grab Professor X, let's be honest. We're going to use our alter ego text to swap Professor X with Lockjaw. Cool. Next, we're going to do Weapon X. Or those are alter ego text, right? We'll take a damage, start discarding cards. Good workouts in our hand. Okay, that's damage. We'll take damage. We could use Pip the Pug to put something on top of our deck, which will put the posse on top of our deck with Pip. This is a card we can now grab consistently, which is nice. And we won't do anything else on alter ego. We'll flip up. Oh, actually, we will. We'll grab energy barrier off the painted lady. Just have more resources in hand. I haven't done any math. We'll flip up into Domino. Okay. So things that we want to do, we know the posse's on top. So we'll quickly swap Digging Deep with the posse. And now the Digging Deep's on top. Okay. Now, Ultron can't take any damage here because there's a drone in play. Ideally, Diamondback knocks out the drone, which means ideally we play the posse first to do some healing instead of using the med team, I guess. That seems fine. So we're going to spend a strength, an exhaust our hero to get rid of their vibranium armor. Nice. We're then going to use White Fox just to thwart for 1. And that's that. Next, and I think we have enough resources in hand not to be precious about this. Yeah. Do we? Do we? We really want a jackpot here. What are we trying to play here? What does the posse really do for us? It readies. It heals 1 from 1, which is incidental. We attack for 4, so it gives us 4 attack. I guess we don't play this first. I think we just play Nick Fury first and see what happens. So play Nick for, oh no, but then we swap the Digging Deep. So yeah, I guess we shouldn't have done that yet. And then we'll play Nick first. So we'll play Nick just to draw some cards, get a chump block. We'll pitch 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. We have a lot of thwarting in our hand. We're going to use a fair bunch of that. Now we're going to swap the top of our deck with this Digging Deep. Okay. All right. How are we going to solve this? We can thwart for Nick for 2. I think it's better that we play right place, right time than anything else. I think thwarting is way more important than anything else. And when we have a guaranteed, we'll use it. So we'll do 1, 2 for right place, right time. Just thwarting is so important because we know this is on top. So this will discard this, adds it to our hand. We thwart for 5. Because again, the more we thwart, the less drones that spawn. Now that we have this in hand, we can spend 1, 2 for the posse, which is good to play this card. It says play if you only control at least 3 posse characters, White Fox, Diamondback, and ourselves. They all get readied. They all heal 1. And that's good because our ready actually is pretty good. Now we could use Diamondback to try and sweep the table and get lucky. If she misses, it's a disaster, but there's no such thing as missing when you're playing Domino. So we'll exhaust Diamondback and discard a wild. Nailed it. We do 2 damage to everything. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit Ultron. Yeah, it's not great to use Diamondback like that in hindsight. We probably should just like use our pistols, right? Speaking of our pistols, we're going to be ripping through our deck. We just decked out. We're going to be decking out again this turn. Oh my God. Domino's pistol into Ultron using Sharpshooter. So we'll discard Ready for Fight for 1 damage. Looking Good for 3 damage. We're not going to tuck any of these cards. We're looking for a jackpot loop. We'll do the same thing with this Domino's pistol. Actually, in theory, we should use Domino first, I think. I don't think it matters. Well, Domino to attack for 2. Probability field discards a jackpot. Nailed it. So this is great. So now we attacked for 5, which is massive. And we're going to choose to shuffle this back into our deck as much as we could discard it and or put on the painted lady. So we're going to shuffle this back because now there's a chance the Domino's pistol can hit it. Ultron's on 14. The most damage we could do here is 6, 7, 8, 9. So we don't have lethal here. We actually, maybe we didn't thwart. We might have had lethal. Nah, maybe if we get really, really lucky. Okay, we'll do it again. Pistol, 1 damage. Sharpshooter, 3 damage. Nice. We'll use Nick to attack for 2. And we'll just use White Fox to thwart for 1. All right, we might have it in 1 turn, but we are decking out very, very aggressively. And that can be scary. We have so much damage every turn. I think we probably should have just done more damage at turn 1. There's the jackpot next card. What doesn't kill me? It's nice to have a jackpot on a thin deck, but unfortunately, we're not going to have a thin deck. Ready for a fight? Energy. Okay. Draw that. Shuffle. We need 1 more card. Weapon X is ready. But this could be the last turn pretty easily. 5th card. The posse. Pretty good. Some good value there. We'll do 3 threat here. feeling pretty okay. If this advances, it's not the end of the world. The villain is now going to attack us for 4 and a card. We'll put Nick Fury in the way, safe against concussive blasts. Rage of Ultron, scary card, 6 damage to Nick, knocked out. 2 encounter cards. First one. Android efficiency, that's just a drone, we don't mind. So we have to knock that out before we can take damage or do damage to Ultron. Has 2 health, 2 attack. Swarm attack, that's probably bad, right? Each drone minion engaged with your hero attacks. If no attacks were made this way, put the top card of your deck into play as a drone. Okay, so we just take 2 damage. Fine. We're at 7, we have to knock a drone out. That's all we got. Not too bad. We have nothing in it. No, I was going to say there's nothing in our hand that we want to put on top of the deck, but that's not true at all. We want to put a jackpot on top of our deck, but once our deck is as thin as possible, I don't think we hit the jackpot multiple times this turn. It would be lovely if we could. And we have the posse to like really pop off this turn. As much as White Fox being on 1 health is a bit sad. I guess we can med team White Fox. Yeah, that seems fine. So we're going to just start by shooting this. We're not going to need the jackpot because it's wasted. We're looking for a wild here. Got a wild. We won't tuck it. Does 2 damage, knocks out the drone. It was the second good workout. Okay, so now our lane is open. We're going to use the med team. Recover on White Fox. White Fox will attack for 1 to Ultron. We will attack for, at this point, we'll use the jackpot. So we'll use our hero ability before we attack. We'll swap the top card of our deck with jackpot. Then we're going to attack for 5. We know it's 5. So if we discard the jackpot, we'll shuffle it back in. The villain takes 5 down to 3. Yeah, we have this easily. Domino's pistol, 2, sharpshooter, 4. Got it. We had a lot more damage that turn, right? Like, let's just do it for the fun of it. So at this point, we just need to find those jackpots as much as possible. We can go ahead and we can energy for the posse. So let's see how much damage we have. This readies all of our characters. They all heal 1, including ourselves. And then we can just do this again. We have no ways to take cards out of the deck, but we have another what doesn't kill me. Yeah, we have so much damage this turn. So we'll attack for White Fox, whatever. We'll attack with Diamondback, or more accurately, we'll discard to do 2 damage. Add that to our hand. We'll attack for ourselves. 1, 2, discard. 3, 4 in our hand. Nice. Okay. This doesn't really help that much. Well, what doesn't kill me? We really wanted the jackpot multiple times. So we are allowed here to recover 2, and then we can attack for 2, 3. Okay. -11. Nice. Pretty good. Pretty good. Got it. Yeah, sorry about the DNF. We tried to speedrun this, and like, it's not a scenario you really want to speedrun. I do think actually you can rush down Ultron. It does help. Getting to stage 3 fast is actually quite nice. But we have so much like really interesting interaction points when defeating things, getting them in the discard pile in the right order, getting the jump down recursion loop, firing the Painted Lady consistently. Domino is just like the most fun. There's so many levers you can play with, and sometimes you can just get lucky. I wanted the jackpot there, but we'll take what we can get. Again, link to this version that we played against Ultron in the description, let alone link to the original version, let alone link to the stream where we played this on Sunday, where we played a really long game explaining the lines against Morlock Siege from the box that she came in, Next Evolution. If you like content like this, if you want to take a second to leave a like on the video, I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video. I usually do, but thank you so much. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. All this sort of stuff really helps the channel grow. It's incredibly appreciated. And of course, we are here every Sunday morning doing some streams. We're usually around for about 3 hours. If you want to jump into the chat, we'd love to have you. Come say hi, ask questions, ask to play against a certain villain. It's a lot of fun. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.